All right, K-Day Nation, I'm excited about this because I have love for both these guys, my family, my brothers. I'm talking about Kurupt and Battlecat in the studio with me. Yes, indeed. This feels like a reunion. It just feels like us just chilling, talking, but we're not at the compound. We at K-Day.
Yes,
We
that
made
part.
it.
That part.
Yes, y'all made it,
You
finally.
hear
All right, let's talk about it right now. Let's jump into it because Death Row is back in motion under Snoop Dogg, and you guys dropped your first single in almost 20 years special with Jane Handcock, who I love, by the way. What ran through your mind when that beat first hit your ears? Did it give off that Death Row energy right off the top?
You talking about her new single?
Yeah, man.
Listen, it's
Ooh.
special to hear that. And if I'm not wrong, it could be Superfly who got his magic hands into that. And I'm so glad to hear that voice because we haven't had a first lady of a voice in the new Death Row of things. So that's a beautiful thing to be, just to see her go, man. Raphael Sadiq did a magic trick and pull her up and put her in the presence of things that make sense, like Death Row, you feel me?
No, yeah, and a lot of people say that R&B ain't got that same soul no more. But Jane really brought that back on this soundtrack, like on this single. You even called her voice astronomical and said that her arrangements were Picasso level. Was that the missing piece that you wanted for this new Death Row era?
Well, through all the Death Row eras, we always had a female that had a special voice. We always had a female that had a special voice, from Jewel, rest in peace.
Yes.
Nancy, you know what I'm saying, Tracy.
Yeah, Tracy.
Always had a special voice, but Jane Handcock is that new special voice, very special voice.
You feel
we was
me.
done the album. We was done the album, and then I think it was Battlecat's son who said, "Oh no, y'all got to go back in, man. You got to give him one of those whoop wops." And Cat said, "For real?" So he went back in and he made Special. And really is me, Battlecat, and Blaqthoven.
Yes.
And then Dog said, we're going to put Jane on there. And that's what changed the game.
And when Dog said we're gonna put Jane on there, were you
Yeah.
guys like, absolutely yes?
We know, it was more like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, with me, it was the Ampson and Simpson type thing, or the Tammy Terrell and Marvin Gaye. So when I can hear the both of Blaqthoven and Jane Handcock, I was like, oh, I see where Snoop Dogg is coming from. And so he wanted that to intertwine over this great record by Cameo, which is back and forth, remake into Special, you hear me.
Understand me now.
Yes.
When you're producing Special, like how do you build that beat? Does it start with the melody? Does it start with the vocal? Like what does I don't know, I'm not a producer.
You know what? You are a producer in so many ways. You
Really?
hear me? That's why you here at 93. You know what I'm saying? 0.5K there. You hear me? So what I want to say is I always have a vocal in mind. My mother and my father has always been the soundtrack. They both been vocal singers all the way around. So I always have to have a melody or a sense of melody in mind. So, and I definitely wanted something familiar that the crowd would remember and appreciate my big brother to me, in a sense, which is Kurupt, even though I'm older, but he's a big brother, and being the MC and the entrepreneur and bringing something vainglorious to the table as far as MCing. So I enjoyed that, and I always kept him in mind. And so when I went back, when my son Blue had to say what he said, I said, okay, I think this makes sense. I said, I'm just going to rearrange this composition, and I got the blessing from Cameo to do it, and
That was amazing.
man, that was so amazing.
Cameo said yes.
That we.
How did that conversation even go with Cameo?
You know, it's a gentleman, who co-wrote the record, and I can't remember his name right off the back, but his credits and his love and appreciation is there. But he actually told me that he was the one that wrote the record and then got, the right voices to collaborate with him. And so when that happened, he said he would do anything to make it go. And so another guy that we work with was instrumental in making sure that could happen. He's a keyboard player along with Cameo, and so that happened. And We got Fuzz involved. Fuzz knew the guy and had a beautiful relationship. Being an engineer himself. Fuzz is full of incredible things that he does, and so we just made it all one unification, and that the record really happened. And when we played it for Snoopy, after Kurupt loved it, it was just amazing to know that he was familiar with the record, and it was a great record to choose and sample from, because originality is a must. Coming from the West Coast, we don't want to sound like nobody, but paying attention and giving the history and all that about our forefathers and mothers and sisters and whoever of this game. We wanted to make sure that the people would never forget the foundation of great music in the first place. So that's one of the main reasons why we went and sampled those records, so they'll know that we can paint a beautiful picture. So hearing Kurupt bust like that, oh my God, I had to play it a few times so I can understand his demeanor, his motions, where he come from, where he been from Philly to Cali. It's been an incredible voyage. I mean, I would say it was a credible ride from the beginning of Death Row. Mm-hmm. And even before Death Row, I was his primary producer at the time before he went to Death Row. So it was just crazy to see how we was going to connect again after Weak and Freak It. And so Snoopy, we thank him and Death Row and the whole staff for championing this movement with me and Kurupt.
Absolutely. Now, in the special video, you're hitting all them classic Kurupt moments. Let's talk about it. The Cadillac, the block vibes, linking with Snoop. How intentional was it to recreate that legacy on camera? And what was that energy like on set? Just bringing all those iconic scenes back to life. That's what you are tied in with, Kurupt. How was that on set?
That was Dog. That was Snoop.
Wow.
Snoop just basically said, "Come on, Kurupt, we're gonna go to my smoke shop." He just started filming. I didn't even know. I was in my regular clothes.
No way.
Oh, my mama. He was just like, "We're going to go to the smoke shop." Cuz. I said, okay. Got in the car and in the Camaro. I mean, no, that's the IROC.
Yeah.
That was the IROC, man.
You feel me? The IROC. Come on, them gold D's.
Inglewood with the camera on the front, so I thought we was just filming like some B-roll things for my album, promotion for the album. Whoop wop, and then bam, we was talking, and then all right, well, let's get it then. Boop, and then he started filming, and the music came on, and I was like, oh, okay. And I just, that's what I love about the Dog. He's random.
Yes.
So the randomness is that's the loveliness of it. You know what I'm saying? That's hip hop.
It works.
Hip hop is random. So we West Coast hip hop. So Dog captures the essence of what hip hop is in general. Yeah. And that's what he did with the special video. It was pure hip hop. We was there with the community. We was in Inglewood. We was chilling. Everything was beautiful and lovely. We was went to his shop, which we got some free goodies. And
it was lit.
Oh wow, and you know what I'm saying? But it was it was also raw. I love raw. And it came out beautiful. So that was Snoop. Snoop put all that together.
He's such a visionary. Like he really is.
Snoop and Dada.
Yeah, shout out to
come on,
Snoop and
Dada.
They did that.
Let me ask you, Kurupt, really quick. I'm just going to jump into a different conversation. Streets is a Mother. That album, man, let's talk about it. Calling out names, you've got Who Rides With Us, Girls All Pause, Goes Hard. Let's talk about that. Do you think that album is underrated?
Well, I really don't think about it.
Represent that LBC.
Man, come on.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I really don't think about it. I think it got the love that it deserved. Everybody knows that's my biggest album to date is Streets is a Mother, solo-wise, that is. And, it's a historical project for myself because I gave Delmar I gave Daz an opportunity to produce a whole project
Right.
again, because he produced all of Dog Food, and then Entre, I must give it up for Entre, Joe Marone, Tyrone, you know what I'm saying, Freddie, Primus, Sean B, and all of them at Entre for supporting me with the decision that I want Daz to produce this particular project. So in my lifetime, to have Daz produce a whole project on me, and now Dog and Death Row is giving us the opportunity where Battlecat produces a whole album on me. You know, I'm just living right now. This is a beautiful thing. I'm getting all the original ones.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So the love is everywhere. But Streets is a Mother, though, it was epic because I also had the Dungeon on it. I had Organized Noise, which is my Southern family. Be able to be a part of that as well. Ray, Rico Wade, rest in peace. Sleepy Brown, and the Dungeon family involved as well. So, you know, I just love the love. I don't think it's underrated. I just think that, you know, everybody don't have a voice to say they love it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And those that do, you know, you get what you give.
Yeah.
And I think it's cool.
No, listen, every time those songs come on, everybody goes crazy with them. You know, they're rapping every single word. Speaking of taking it back really quick, Battlecat, you were there at HBC. Shout out to Ladder Shitter Brown. We were celebrating their, what was it, 35th anniversary. Yes. So you produced Latin Active, Sunday Afternoon, but also too We Can Freak It. One of my favorites, Lucy Pearl, Snoop,
Yes, come on.
Man, how, like, talk about just being in those studio sessions back in those days, creating some timeless fucking music, bro.
Well, starting with Kurupt, I never forget when he came to me. It was a very unique situation because I had Blaqthoven with me, and we had a couple of other gentlemen, which was Ronnie from Gap Band, one of the main leaders, who had 3 sons, which is Brian, Casey, and Andre. So they all Wilson boys. And
Andre, rest in peace.
Man, rest in peace as well. And so I got those gentlemen by the side of me, and we're just watching everything unfold. And so I think Under Pressure was done first, which was incredible. But then when we had to follow up with another record, the next one happened to be We Can Freak It. And so that blew my mind because we're talking about all 3 of the boys, Tovin, me, having a good time, and I'm listening to the music being made, and they had a unique conversation about how these lyrics was going to go. So they laughing and they happy and they running out the studio with the great idea that they had. And I said, well, you guys come on here and let me hear what you got. And so they sung it while the music was going crazy at 90 dBs or whatever you want to call it. we was well, I'm just saying We Can Freak It when we got to that.
Oh wow.
You know, because I know we ain't got a lot of time. I just want to give them the jewels of what that was, and it took me a while to even appreciate what Kurupt had to say. And so he wanted to be positive the whole time because he could have just put all the dark side of the world and everything in his problems, but he didn't do that. He just wanted to change the game and make it a different conversation of appreciation. And so I'm so glad that he did that, because what it did for me in R&B was put me in a unique situation with Raphael Sadiq, Brian McKnight, Nate Dogg, just the name, Faith Evans, just to keep going. And so they wanted that sound. And so I didn't
remember what Dog said.
Oh my goodness,
he was Battlecat at, man. I need me.
Everybody wanted their issue. They wanted the issue with me, and it was
what came after that.
Oh man, all greatness, G'd up, whatever you can think of.
Oh my goodness,
stay gangster.
With the East Siders, shout out to JD and Goldie Low.
Yeah, so it's so many.
That's crazy.
It's so many.
I call that We Can Freak It Part 2.
Ooh, Part 2.
We Can Freak It Part 2. Yes.
Yeah, let Kurupt tell it. He gonna tell the truth.
But where's the cat?
I'm just glad that all those records was a landscape and a soundtrack for everyone's life who loved me and the sound. And it was definitely a confirmation for me to keep going, to keep my city, Los Angeles, California, or just the whole Los Angeles West Coast thing alive, you know, and any means necessary. We got so many new producers that love what we do, and it's our job to keep this thing alive. So I thank you all for supporting those classics.
Let me ask you, when new artists coming into, you know, Death Row under Snoop, how do you guide them to understand the root of the sound without boxing them in and still letting them be who they are?
Ooh, say that one more time. One more time.
You know, because there's new artists coming in under the new Death Row.
Yes.
So, you know, you guys, you know, being apart for so long, how do you guide them to understand the roots of the sound, but yet you don't want to box them in necessarily?
You know what? For those who have an open mind for being taught and being laced with the game, and I learned that from Kurupt, how to appreciate that with other MCs, and then I'm taking that artistry and that etiquette and giving them a different approach about music. You know, really hearing us, understanding the information and of the conversation that's over the track. It's many things that could happen. Some are already really gifted, but it's cool when they can ask questions to reinsure and make sure that they on the right page. And so we've seen that happen with a lot of people. Glasses Malone, my brother, Mike Stroh, so many problems. There's so many to name who have came across my path, 1500 or Nothing, Terrence Martin. They all wanted to know the formula and what it was going to take to be a profound producer. And so just showing them my background and bringing them to my crib was another foundation to know how you can be successful with your performances and your business, you know, because there's a thing called show and business. So they all wanted to know it all. So I just gave them teaspoons of this and that, and you can see they are very creative and present in the game.
Yeah, and listen, when you're talking and you're speaking, they will listen.
Yes, they will.
Yes, let me just go back to this. I want to read something that we found a comment under on social media about you, Battlecat. Somebody left a comment and said, I'm giving a listen to anything Battlecat produces. It can be an album with Daffy Duck produced by Battlecat. I'm still going to listen. Crazy, right?
You know what? It's you know, I love the people who have taken a chance on music and on all facets of life. You know, just all appreciation, and those the kind of people you want to be behind your music, support your music, take it to a younger and older generation as far as understanding what our contribution has been. And so, you know, making a unique record with Kurupt this time. Now, I can't wait for everyone to really appreciate what we brung, you know, because one thing about Kurupt is that he wanted me to know that all the albums that he did, he said this album right here is one of his best ones that he put together because they come from all those places and they was in all different directions. But here is one record that really was is the essence of him as a man, as a father, a man who make money, who got so many things that he just wanted to embody as a MC and a man. And I said, okay, I get this picture. This is a beautiful picture, you know. So let me be Picasso and help this man paint this picture.
And it's so crazy because you described Jane Handcock as like a Picasso level, and that's what I think of Kurupt.
Wow.
When I see Kurupt on stage, yes, because
I hear this language.
No, yes, I'm gonna say it because I have been privileged to see this man perform on stage time and time again.
Yes.
And no matter what, whether it gets crazy backstage, whether it's a little hectic, he comes in and he nails it every single time, and it just leaves me in awe every time I see you on stage.
Yeah, same here.
Every time I see you on stage.
I feel the same way.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes, and I do, and I've always spoke up highly about him, and I said, man, I see a lot of artists, and the one artist that always leaves an impression is Kurupt. It could be crazy, it could be so much going on. He could be talking and dealing with something. The minute his verse hits, he gets on stage, it's professionalism, straight out the box.
Yes, and we want to give that foundation to many things that has came across his life. But Snoop Dogg has a very unique, and Calvin as well, because it's the human factor, and then it's the artist factor of them both that has played a major contribution to Ricky slash I just say Ricardo, however you want to look at it, or Ricardo Brizzle, or Kurupt. It's amazing on how both sides matter with him as a man and him as an artist.
Yeah.
And it ain't been easy to juggle them both. And so to have someone who can be like a Smokey Robinson of this game, and then who can actually be maybe the Denzel Washington, I'm just saying down to earth, just who can give both sides of the game. And we need that in the community. I don't care what age that we deal with, we need that foundation to keep us balanced, because sometimes we never seen this before. Rap is unique. It was born in the 80s, but it was never seen before the 80s. So how do we conduct ourselves now as gentlemen, the do's and the don'ts. My brother, my sister, my wife, my father, my mother, everyone has played a unique role, and Kurupt is this a prime example of what that should be as an artist and the MC.
Absolutely. Let me ask you guys, going back to Death Row, what's one move Snoop has made in this Death Row revival that you didn't expect?
Yeah, I'm gonna let you shoot that one.
Well, one thing is, the opportunities in the choice of music he decided to come with from the door. He didn't come with hip hop. Dog came with music in general. October London, and he coming with
Charlie Burrell. Jesus Christ.
You know what I'm saying?
Jane Handcock, come on.
Jane Handcock, he's coming with something that's not hip hop. He's stepping out the box, which is something that Death Row had back in the days. We had Jewel, and there was other artists.
Yeah, Danny Boy,
Nate Dogg,
Lady of Rage, whoever.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like Dog is really just stepping out the box. And he's going for the R&B world. He went with that first. Then he came back to the hip hop world. You know what I'm saying? And he's just all over the box with it. I didn't expect him to. When you get Death Row, when he got Death Row, you would expect. I was expecting him to hit with some straight gangster shit.
Yeah.
But he didn't. He came with this good soulful music, and that was a shocker to me. His musical ear was the shocker for me. Yeah.
So let me take it to this. Ain't No Fun, 32 years ago. Every verse hits, but yours? Well, if Kurupt gave a fuck about a bitch, I'll always be broke. I have no motherfucking end. Everybody would, that's crazy to me still to this day. Let me tell you, I host concerts all the freaking time. And when we're trying to sit there and buy time and get the crowd hyped up, we're like, hey, ain't no fun, ain't no fun, ain't no fun. The minute his verse comes on, it hits.
Gone.
That's crazy to this day.
Gone.
Come on, and it goes hard.
I love the people for that. I love the appreciation that they show Kurupt. You know what I'm saying? Because there's just certain records that just made my career.
Yeah.
Ain't No Fun is number one on the list. Because, I always dreamed of being able to just do like Michael Jackson. He could just, as soon as it comes on, he could just go like this, and everybody just sings everything, and then he could just come in when he feels. I said, what? Ain't No Fun? As soon as that come on with Nate Dogg, I had a stomach ache the other day. Real bad. Because I went from Colorado with Dogg, high mountains, to Sacramento with Daz. And I was just all feeling just real weird. But once I got on that stage, it was gone. But when Ain't No Fun came on, oh my God, I felt like I could stage dive like Eminem and Exhibit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna do that though, but I felt like I could, because it's crazy what music does to you.
People.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, to people in general. I meet Bloods. I meet Crips that really don't like my neighborhood. I meet Mexicans and Latinos, and I meet so many different people that they don't even care where I grew up at or where I'm from. They just love my music, and they love me as you know. They just love Kurupt, and it'd be like they come to me and be like, "Man, I'm from such and such, but I love you, Kurupt," and they give me so much love through music. Music heals the soul, it heals the body, and it's crazy because Ain't No Fun is a real derogatory record about women, man. You know
I know, but we still rapping. Oh my
exactly.
God,
the
this
girls
is
be like,
crazy.
"If girl gave a fuck about a
Man,
bitch."
that's crazy.
I mean, like,
But you know what? When you say that,
it's fun.
You know,
we having fun.
It's fun.
Hey, let me say something on that. You know, it's the word biatch or whatever you want to say. It's directed toward a man or a female.
Motherfucking right.
So the conversation now really has a double meaning and appreciation of his first verse, because a female feel like, you know, that first verse, she's a baller, she's having things, she's doing it, she's a shot caller. And then when we switch to the men, we already know what that can go on so many different levels of you trying a woman out.
You know, Cat, you ain't never
Come on.
lied.
Yeah. Let me lotion the motion. You hear me?
About a girl.
Yeah. Let me lotion the
bitch-ass
motion a
nigga
little
too.
bit. Yeah, it can happen either or. So I see why both sides enjoy the statement. You know, because it's many different nationalities, colors, and creed, and you know, people who get along, you know, or want to get along, and so that record is like the soundtrack to their lives. So thank America and the whole United States and everywhere who have pumped that record up. You hear me?
You understand me
It
now?
ain't no fun
And
if the homies can't have none.
Also, you know, the crazy thing is, let's just certain records that I made it on, because I consider, I look at it all like making it. It's fucking around with Dr. Dre and Dog. If you ain't tight, you gone.
Yeah, that
You
part.
got to go. So I feel like I made it. And Ain't No Fun was, Bitches Ain't Shit was the first one that I made it on that was a record that was different for Kurupt. Because the first record I was on at Death Row was Stranded on Death Row. But that was my style because I serve MCs. But Bitches Ain't Shit, Dog gave me the game, told me to calm it down.
Oh.
You can't kill every rapper. This record ain't for killing rappers. This is a record. We talk about bitches, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't kill the bitch. Okay?
Yeah. Oh, what about it's a doggy dog world? That was cold for me because that was my first time. That was my first time seeing you be so smooth from him working with Battlecat, because that's what he was doing when he was with me. He was killing shit left and right. But then I did do a record with him called Fall in Love, which helped me understand why Dog showed the other side of macking, giving up game, and being a little different and not so hardcore. So when I seen him pimping, just a little bit showing it or just a player. I say player because the pimping was in on another game, but they was more like players. But to see Kurupt that way before he went to Death Row just really blew my mind. So I couldn't wait to get to him when it was time to do Weak and Freaky.
I was pretty square.
You feel me? You see the levels of maturity with him. Like he grew so much with Dash, Snoop, and Dre, and the rest of the Death Row family. By the time he got back to me, he couldn't. It was just amazing to see what he was going to do, because, see, he already made his impression felt tremendously with Death Row. But him leaving Death Row, what is he going to sound like? Yeah. So I happen to be the first impression of what he sound like as a solo artist.
Did you feel like a lot of pressure was on you because of that?
Nah, because, see, it was already there in the first place. See, Battlecat already had his hands on them and seasoning them for a major comeback. So. Right. But when he actually got with the blessing hands of Dre and everyone else, it was just amazing to know that when he get to me now, I can season my game and my sound. And so when it came to me, I was just super ready. It's like I didn't have to go.
You know what,
What?
Cat?
The-
We Can Freak It was a season Fall in Love.
Oh yeah. You can
already
say
was
that.
there,
Oh
but
my
when I
God.
was busting on Fall in Love,
We just
I
tell
was
them.
rapping.
Tell
You
them.
know
Tell
what
them
I'm
the
saying?
game.
I was like, busting. I was rapping.
Sure.
Now, what Dog seasoned me with is storytelling. See, Dog comes. His idol was Slick Rick. That's his number one. Mine is
Yes.
Rakim.
Rakim.
But Dog comes from the Slick Rick thing, where storytelling is the key, telling the best stories. Slick Rick is the best storyteller in the game, and Dog is right there with him. So it's just like, Dog tell these stories. Gin and Juice, What's My Name? Every song you hear Dog on, he's telling a story and a tale. So it's like he taught me how to tell stories. You can buzz, right? But the beat tells you where to go, Kurupt.
Right.
You don't tell the beat where to go. So if the beat is cool, you be cool. If the beat is aggressive, you be aggressive. You know what I'm saying? When you cool, you got to come up with some different shit besides murdering and shooting and attacking and flipping and breaking backs and all that type of stuff. You get on a bitch, man. Talk about these ladies. Talk about a girl you like that hurt you. Talk about this. Talk about that. Come up with a subject matter that people can relate to. You got to rap about something you relate to. Me and Kat, when I first met Kat, I had to be like 18 years old, maybe 17.
Yep, 17, 18.
And we made Fall in Love. And, the difference between Fall in Love and We Can Freak It isn't really the music, it's really the way I delivered my raps. Because I was just aggressive about it. Where We Can Freak It, I already been schooled by the Dog. And on the reels, DOC. DOC was the coach. He coached Dog, he coached me, he coached us all. He's the coach. So between Dog and Doc, you know what I'm saying? My whole style was seasoned. So when I did We Can Freak It, I told a story. I told a tale.
Pepper,
and I
salt.
spoke it. Like, talk to him.
That's right.
Don't rap to him, talk to him.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? It's just beautiful to see it through the generations, the development of a person.
Yeah.
Right.
I watched Battlecat develop from first time I met him to now. He's seen me develop from the first time he met me to now. We watched Dog develop from the first time I met Snoop till now. You know what I'm saying? We had great teachers. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Dre, you know what I'm saying? DOC, great teachers.
No, I love it. And, speaking of even longevity, too, there's, Exhibit celebrating 25 years of Restless. So I know you produced,
we on that
been
too.
a long time. That's crazy that all this is coming in.
Yes.
And I know that you produced been a long time. I know he's celebrating and he's doing a big event for this, for the 25th anniversary of Restless. But also too, like, let's take it back to, you said being in the studio with, the East Siders. You did Cheat Up. I love it. Also too, been a long time Exhibit. What were those studio sessions like? Because, you'll see some archives here and there, but it looked like it was lit back in the day. It was lit.
It definitely was because of the unification that Exhibit laid out. He's a leader in his world, and he learned a whole lot. So by the time he got to us, he's got a unique layout of producers that are friends with each other on so many levels, personally and professionally. And so I got to give it to Exhibit for being able to lace our chucks with that relationship. And so I just got a chance to see how this man wanted to have a good time. And so he did have the right people in the room. You would actually think, seeing the extra few heads, that it wasn't going to be productive, but when we actually had to get behind the mic and certain things had to play out, everyone had a very unique contribution to the leadership of Exhibit. And so I didn't really have to say too much, where I can coexist with him in a different way. I'm a producer too, in its great title, but to see us both come together and actually do the Motown thing and be supportive all the way around, from who's playing instrumentation, engineering, having a conversation with the crowd, all of it. And we did a fantastic job celebrating the Restless album. I did another one too with King T as well, because of the Liquid Foundation. So I was glad that I was able to see that relationship come together again, because I haven't heard Tila in a long time. And so I just love how those kind of relationships can come forward through the form of making an exceptional album like Restless.
No, I love that. Listen, man, I just love having you guys in the studio. I love seeing you guys work together. Again, I'm anticipating this album. I just want to say, like, salute to both of you guys, because, with the sound and the lyrics and what you've done, you have really given credibility to the West Coast.
Yes.
You really
yes.
have, and that's just me giving you your flowers, especially from K-Day, the first hip-hop station in the country.
You understand me?
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
that part right there.
It was AM.
Man,
okay.
man.
Oh, my mama.
Oh,
That part.
man. I mean, I come from that. I am an original native and essence of the first generation of K-Day. I'm
Yes,
a K-Day
you are.
mix master, and so it was 10 of us, thanks to Greg Mack and Tony Gonzalez. They both
Cat, you was over there with Uncle Jam.
You hear me? Uncle Jam on me with so many. It's like, okay, well, let me be humble, but then and then let you know I'm the second generation of the World Class Wrecking Crew. I took Dr. Dre's place. I'm the first original DJ of the K-Day Mix Masters. Bobcat, a legendary member from Uncle Jam on me, started a crew called the California Car Crew. I'm a part of that, and the rest you could just add all the rest. I became a Uncle Jam on me member too before Roger passed. So to belong to all those foundations and support of DJ Battlecat is something that someone will always want to be attached to. So I know every fan feeling about wanting to be a part of something unique that can actually be the next level of carrying the West Coast legacy to another level. So I'm just glad to be a part of all those crews, because
and all the historical moments for the West
and
Coast.
then
Historical,
man, like it's classic, to still be alive, because a lot of us has passed, and so it's our job to keep the legacy alive. So this album we did with Kurupt, he's getting so much. You got all those entities that I just expressed. Foundation is in the music. You're gonna hear a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And I just want to give a shout out to all the women, that's doing music, and UCC,
I appreciate that.
Pulsar Entertainment, New Shoes Entertainment. My wife. There's so many that I can name that's doing a great job of keeping us alive. We wouldn't dare think for one second that it's all a man's word. We'll be nothing, like James Brown said, if it wasn't for you guys being in our lives and everything.
Gotti.
You hear me.
Come on.
Say it, Kurupt. Say it.
Yeah. You understand me?
We doing
I
it.
I can't forget Tupac.
Come on.
Yes, speak about
Because
it.
Pac taught us how to, we stepped our game up with our recording ethics. Pac taught us about our recording ethics.
Tupac.
Yeah, so I want to make sure that that's known, that the way we record nowadays is Tupac had a big deal in that, man. He really just stayed on our heels about it. So I just wanted to let that be known as well.
Wow.
Man, being in the studio with Pac had to be memorable.
Yeah, come on, man. I got 2 records with him, Temptation and I Get Around remixes. I
Handle
did that. So for those who didn't know, I mean, it was a sad situation, but I'm glad that he reached out when he was in jail before he went to death row. And he actually wanted to see me be a part of his game, but he was sure counting on Warren G if I couldn't do it. And I love that. He was a man that was very vocal about his get down. But I made it happen, and one record was Humpty, which was I Get Around, and the second one was by Easy Mo B, who did Temptation. You know, so I love them both. One is still here, the other one is gone. But you see what job it is and how fantastic it is to keep both of their legacy alive by any means. You see how that's going?
Yeah.
So I understand the dream that's got to be done, and it's going to be done. Like us being here with you is a dream come true. We couldn't wait to get here to K-Day, you feel me, and get this love back to the communication.
And you know what, CeCe?
The communicators.
You're a part of something so classic.
Yeah, come on.
K-Day is original West Coast hip hop. When hip hop wasn't being played, K-Day was the one that opened the doors to give us a voice. K-Day was the key to us being able to hear our form of hip hop, West Coast hip hop.
Yes.
K-Day was the key.
Yes.
Also, you know, it's the fact that we're still here. There's a lot of us that's gone. You know, Pac is gone, Biggie's gone.
Man.
We just lost D'Angelo. It's so many.
Man, Badass, whoever you can think of, it's so
gone,
many.
Nate Dogg. There's so many that's gone in hip hop in general. So it's good to still be here and be able to rock with you.
Yeah.
And K-Day to still be here as well.
Man.
Still existing.
Right.
I was a baby when it was cracking. So, you know, thank you for having us.
No, I appreciate it, man.
Yes.
Thank y'all for
Yes,
stopping by.
yes,
Legends
come
in
on.
the building.
Handle
Let's go.